An absolutely gorgeous day here on the East Coast, Atlantic City, New Jersey. That will very quickly turn in tonight. Welcome into the PFL World Tournament 2025, the iconic Boardwalk, and of course, inside Boardwalk Hall. It all comes down to this. 4 fighters, but only 2 can win. A chance at career-changing money and a chance to be called a PFL champion. But the big question is this: who will step up the biggest when the lights are the brightest?
In the co-main event, we have one of the most highly anticipated fights in recent PFL history. 2 former champions, Jesus Pinedo and Movlid Haibulaev, will have 5 rounds to see who will walk away with that belt.
We're here backstage at the Boardwalk Hall, and this is one of the warm-up areas where the fighters will be doing their last preparations to get ready to make the walk. And we're going to take a walk down this corridor, Randy, because this is really, for me, where the nerves started to kick in. And I know you've done this walk many, many times before. How did you deal with that nerves and anxiety?
Yeah, even with the suit on, I can feel every hair on my body right now. And that's part of the game. We spent all this time on the physical skills it takes to prepare to solve the problem with that guy across the cage from us. Very few guys spend the time with the mental skills and what's going on between their ears. And that's the difference in championship spirit in my mind, just how much of that mental preparation you've dealt with this anxiety and stress of walking and making this walk. And it's going to be interesting with these guys, a guy like Thad Jean, young, confident, doesn't come across cocky, but definitely confident against the storied veteran in Storley, who knows exactly where he wants to be and keeps it very, very simple. The dichotomy of that and the mental things that are going on between those 2 guys' ears is going to be the difference tonight.
Well, whether you've been here before and won a title, or you're trying to make that leap for the first time in your career, you better have that mentality dialed in, because you've only got 1 shot at the title, 1 shot at this new hardware, 1 shot in the PFL World Tournament.
You get 1 chance. You get 1 chance to be world champ. You have to be dominant each performance, leave no doubt.
This guy is ready to prove that he's one of the best in the world.
Quiero volver a ser campeón en el 2025 y al serlo me estaría diciendo a mí mismo que puedo lograr todas las metas que quiera en la vida.
Моей мотивацией является, чтобы стать лучшим бойцом, показать снова вернуться или стать чемпионом.
Another 2 jumping knees.
Being able to get my hand raised and actually beating another man, it's a great feeling. It's a warrior's feeling.
And the silver band.
Being a champion symbolizes you've done the work, you've done the little things right, and you've poured everything into the sport.
The iconic Boardwalk of Atlantic City, New Jersey is down there somewhere in that picture. We have World Tournament title fights tonight at Boardwalk Hall. Welcome to the pre-fight show. How did we get to this point? Well, it's been a long but also short step from that first tournament fight through the semifinal, and now Thad Jean, Logan Storley, Jesus Pinedo, Movlid Haibulaev. 2 fighters of those 4 will take home a new gold belt and the title of PFL World Tournament champion in 2025. Sean O'Connell, Dan Hardy, and a Randy Couture that, yes, all of you MMA fans that were concerned, is totally in one piece. A little fire, a little car crash. Can't mess.
Smoke damage.
Yeah. Can't mess with Captain America.
Doing all right. We're back for sure, and I'm happy to be back, honestly.
All right, let's take a look at how we got to these matchups tonight in the PFL World Tournament Championship bouts. 170 and 145. There's Movlid Haibulaev. This was the semifinal, Dan, against Tae-Kyun Kim. And this, I think it's important to note, was coming off of probably the most stressful, difficult back-and-forth fight of Movlid's entire career.
Yeah, look, the truth is, Movlid's had a really turbulent start to the tournament. He's had to battle through some adversity, you know, something that we don't normally see him do. He's normally so dominant. but I actually kind of feel like this is going to set him up perfectly for what could be a really, really tough 5-rounder against Jesus Pinedo. Taking some big shots and recovering, fighting for takedowns, scrambling for better positions. He's going to have to do all of that tonight if he's going to beat Pinedo.
Well, Pinedo is one of the most dangerous finishers in the sport, and certainly at this weight. And Randy, he got the rubber match. He defeats Gabriel Braga for the second time out of 3 matchups, and if you ask Jesus, he says, I won the first
won all
one
3,
too.
yeah.
But he does so in emphatic fashion. I mean, Braga is as tough as they come. Pinedo made it look easy.
He's just wading through the competition. He's done this time and time again. He ran into Braga in that first season, but he went all the way through, got the rematch, got the win for the title, and waded through Brendan Loughnane, Bubba Jenkins, a lot of amazing fighters, the long-range weapons on full display, but he doesn't play long. He wants to step right in the pocket and punch you right in the grill. Can he do that to Movlid Khaybulaev?
When you have that many fights and that high of a finish rate, that is really something special. There's one more look at our featherweight bracket. Jesus Pinedo and Movlid Khaybulaev for all the marbles tonight in Atlantic City. For more on El Mudo, Jesus Pinedo, we go to Kennedy Smith.
This is the fight that Jesus Pinedo has been longing for. His goal was to make it to the World Tournament Finals with Movlid Khaybulaev as his opponent. Well, his biggest challenge, though, is going to be his lack of time in the cage. He has had, in total, less than 5 minutes of fighting time. That is less than 1 round in this entire tournament. And tonight, he's going to have 5 rounds. So in order to get his cardio prepared, he has been training through 10 rounds. That's right, Jesus Pinedo said that he has got the best cardio training in all of this World Tournament. He said that he is ready to go and take it the entire way, but he thinks that Movlid will get tired, so he's ready to take him out early as well. And with this win, he wants to prove that he is the best featherweight in the entire world. Sean.
Thank you, Kennedy. Jesus also told us not only is he doing 10 rounds to train for this 5-round fight, he's doing it at altitude. You can find that in Peru. He went up to 12,000 feet for this camp. I don't even know if I can find 12,000 feet to train at.
Man, it's so unpleasant, right? You know the feeling of training at altitude, I'm sure, Randy. Your lungs feel like little tiny egg cups. I mean, you're really trying to struggle to breathe as well as doing all of your normal training, but it will definitely prepare him for being pretty much sea level. I mean, you know, the beach is right outside the arena. He's going to be very well conditioned for this.
Let's take a look at the welterweight bracket and how we got set up for tonight's championship matchup. Logan Storley, and that wrestling is inevitable. Masayuki Kikuiri found that out the hard way. Now, he was able to bloody up Storley a little bit, but you watch the 4-time All-American, former collegiate All-American from the University of Minnesota lean on what makes him so good in this sport, Randy. He got this fight to the ground into his world, and he thinks he can do the same thing tonight.
Logan Storley makes no bones about it. He said, yes, I'm a wrestler. 6-time champ in high school. I didn't even know that was possible. But he relies very heavily on his wrestling. He knows the positions he wants to be in. He's facing a very, very athletic, long, rangy, young gun in Thad Jean. It's going to be really interesting who goes out and imposes their will and keeps this fight exactly where they want it to put themselves in the best position to win.
Storley's got the experience advantage, the competition history advantage. Thad Jean is undefeated, and you can see with these highlights there's a reason for that.
Absolutely, he gets so much better between each fight as well. This is the beauty of being a young fighter, still with a lot to learn in the game, but everything he turns his athleticism and his speed to, he's going to be able to make it work. I mean, look at that, 10 fights, 10 wins, undefeated, 60% finishing rate, and he is increasing his level of competition incredibly quickly, especially if you look at the people that he's already beaten and the person that he's taking on tonight.
Another little piece of intrigue in this matchup. Last time out, you saw the highlights. Thad Jean fought Jason Jackson, a former Bellator world champion, who also happens to be one of the main training partners of Logan Storley. So storylines abound in this welterweight championship final. For more on Thad Jean, we go to the coach, Jonathan Coachman.
Oh, Sean, guys, great to see you. Great to be here tonight as well. Now, in this sport, the fortunes and careers can change on a dime. For Thad Jean coming into 2025, he was a can't-miss prospect, but he didn't really have a home. Fast forward to tonight, and the young rising star has a chance to cement himself as one of the faces of the PFL. I caught up with Thad earlier this week, right outside this building on the iconic boardwalk here in Atlantic City, a part of Coach's Conversations. We're standing here on the iconic boardwalk, and Friday night, we're going to be at Boardwalk Hall. The last 50 years has been some iconic fights, the Tysons, the Mayweathers, the Gottis. And how do you think you can add to that mystique, and what does it mean to you to fight in that building?
I'll be the first Haitian to win such a prestigious MMA title. So it's gonna be a part of history for not just me, not just the stadium, but for my people as well. I want to be a part of some type of crazy history.
Oh, with a jab! Jab knocked down Jason Jackson.
So against Jason Jackson, it was such a tight fight. Did you know standing in there in your mind, yeah, I'm going to be in Atlantic City, or was there any worry whatsoever that you didn't win that fight?
No. I knew I won the fight, but the part where that got me nervous was when I looked over to the side and he was jumping, and I was like, wait a minute. So I looked down and I literally calculate every round. I was like, wait, how did he beat me? And like mid-calculations, I'm in the last round. They say Thad Gene, and that's when I break through the calculation. I'm like, oh, I got it. Okay, he tricked me. That's that veteran move he had.
What did you learn from that whole scenario with that fight with Jason Jackson?
That I can go toe-to-toe with the champions. Going toe-to-toe with Jason Jackson, knocking him down, going all 3 rounds with him, getting up every time he took me down, dealing the more significant damage, again, against a well-established veteran who already had championship belts. I mean, I'm the next one up, and I've been saying it, and I'm excited to show it.
I wish you all the best, brother.
Thank you so much, Coach. Appreciate you so much, brother.
You got it.
Let's go, baby. Silverback Nation. We're coming in through.
And how do you not like this kid? My goodness, that Gene here is his resume, undefeated here in the PFL at 6-0. 4 of those 6 via finish. And of course, he began his run back in the Challenger Series. Now, all the weigh-ins went just as expected. 4 pros, all making weight. Look at that. Are you serious right now? Now, we want to make this completely interactive tonight. You guys know how we do it here in the PFL. We want you to vote. There is the QR code on the screen right now, courtesy of Verdict. You can vote on these fights. See how close you can get to the actual judges so we can all participate throughout the night here at the PFL World Tournament, night number 1. All right, with more, let's send it to Kennedy.
Coach, it is your favorite time of the night. It is time to read Kennedy's DMs. That's right. It is Kennedy's DM time. We have been asking you guys all of your favorite questions. We want you to know everything, and we're going to be asking me, Sean, and Randy. So let's get into them. Number 1, this one is for Sean. Ryan Kern wants to know who will be the biggest upset on tonight's card.
Man, this is a tough one. Look. You look at Movlid Khaybulaev, undefeated still, through what, 25 fights? A product of that Nurmagomedov school. Has better striking, by the way, than a lot of those guys. And somehow he comes into tonight as an underdog. I could see him, there's a lot of scenarios in which I could see him winning this fight. Of course, it could go the other way, but the fact that he's an underdog was one of the biggest surprises to me coming into tonight. So I guess I'll say Movlid Khaybulaev.
All right, Randy, it is your turn. We've got a question from Top Shelf Chiefer. Randy Couture, next fight? Who is someone that you've always wanted to beat up? I want to hear this answer.
Well, I fight my conscience every morning, but other than that, actually the one fight that never happened was the Fedor Emelianenko fight. They had him ranked number 1 in most of the rankings at that time, and I mean, as a number 2 ranked guy, that's the guy you want to fight, and that's the fight that never happened.
All right, Sean, this one is back to you. Last question from Mike Negron. Sean, you won the $1 million, but your only loss of your PFL career happened in Atlantic City that same year. So how much would you pay to go and get that win?
Oh, man. That's a tough question. Look, there's
really
not a fighter out there who's happy with any of their losses. And I certainly hate the fact that I lost in Atlantic City. Shout out to Bozagit Atayev. He put it on me. But it all worked out in the end. I took home the belt. I took home the $1 million. And if you remember the old format, Randy, that created the matchups for the tournament portion of the season with the seeding. So it could have altered my path. I don't need that win back because I got the belt. I got the $1 million. I'm okay with how it ended up working out.
So come on, give me a number. You're not going to put a number on it?
$2 million, because I got one already.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you so much, guys. Join us next week. Send in your questions. We will be answering them here live. Go ahead, send Kennedy a DM. All right, Coach, take it away.
Go from talking about making money to talking about making money. Interesting. It's time to lock it in with our man, Ian Parker, the absolute best MMA handicapper in the business. All right, Ian, you know we start right at the top. Parker's Parlay. Where are we going tonight?
Coach, we're going to go with a three-legger. We're going to start off from the early card. We're going to go with Jakub Kazuba, the winner of PFL Europe. For me, this is a big fight for him. He wins this, I'd love to see him in the World Tournament. He is like the Terminator. Next, give me Thad Gene in the main event. The youth, if he has that takedown defense the way he did against Jason Jackson, those hands do not lie. He gets it done. And last but not least, Pinedo Habalayev. Whichever ways that goes, I do not see it going 5 rounds. Plus 138. Parker's Parlay. Let's go.
I don't mind it. Plus 138. That's nice. That's cute. But what about 10 times that? How about our long shot parlay?
I know nice and cute are not good enough for you, Coach, and it shouldn't be. So let's go a little bit longer. Let's go with a long shot parlay of plus 1309. Knockout City, Thad Gene, Jesus Pinedo, and the prospect Jordan Newman. Keep an eye on this kid. Very good fighter. Huge favorite tonight. Needs to show out. All knockouts. Long shot parlay. Let's go.
Well, you know we want finishes all the time here in the PFL, but there's a lot of people that don't like parlays. So how about straight bets, betting to rundown? Talk to me.
Let's go for it. Let's start off with the premium play. For me, I do have Thad Gene in our parlay. I happen to get a knockout here, but in case it does go the other way, Logan Storley's wrestling is suffocating. It's dominant, and Thad's never gone that far in a fight before where Logan has. So let's go that it won't go the distance at minus 138. As good as Movlid Habulayev is this season, it's been Jesus Pinedo's tournament to win the Master of Chaos. I believe he gets it done. Jordan Newman, a minus 1100, bringing down to minus 155 to win inside the distance. And last but not least, give me the underdog of the early card of Dupross over Nathan Kelly.
All right, Ian, let me push back a little bit on the main event. The fact that Thad Gene has never gone 5 rounds, and the fact that we have a wrestler on the other side, are you worried that that might lead to a decision, perhaps?
You know what? I'm not, because the way Logan does wrestle, if you watch other fights, when he goes 5 rounds, he gets a dominant position. He takes your back. He gets you tired. He can end the fight with a knockout or a submission like an arm trial or a rare naked choke. Now, we've seen Thad get tired one time in a fight. Didn't happen against Jason Jackson, but for me, Coach, if Logan wants to make a statement, not just to win, he has to drag Thad into deep waters and get a finish. If he does, for me, it's round 4 or 5, but he's got to get past round 1 first, and that's where Thad's most dangerous.
I'm so excited to see how all this is going to play out tonight. Of course, Ian Parker, he's going to be here throughout the night on ESPN+, and then, of course, during the main card on ESPN. Speaking of the main card, quickly, let's take a look at it. And, of course, you've got the 2 fights to start, and then the 5-rounders, the featherweight final and the welterweight final. It's time to focus on that. How do you go at it? And what's your plan? It's time for a little fight tactics with the one and only Dan Hardy.
Welterweight gold on the line tonight in the main event. On one side, you've got the fresh-faced prospect in Thad Gene, and on the other side, you've got that credential of wrestling and mixed martial arts in Logan Storley. And Logan Storley's got such variety in his wrestling game. That's partly what makes him so formidable. Now, we saw this in the MVP fight. We saw beautiful variety, different types of takedowns, including this fireman's carry, which is an unusual takedown in mixed martial arts. You're going to see Logan drop his level here. He's going to punch his arm through and catch the leg of MVP. You can see he's got control of it there. Now he moves his base and he brings his arms together. He's got control of the whole body, including the hand of MVP. Then he pitches him forward. And the constant theme here is he's going to chase forward and try and climb over the top of you to keep you on the floor. Same thing here with the clock turn. Pins the knee. He's going to spin MVP around and place him on the canvas by using that pivot point of the knee. The back foot's going to drop back. That's what creates that circular movement, disorientates his opponent, and then once they land, same thing again, climbing over the top of them to try and pin them to the canvas. Same story in the very last takedown of this fight. Logan Storley knew if he got this, the belt was his. He took him down. He climbs over him. Watch the arm fire over the shoulder of MVP and drives him down. It's like a glacial climb over him, smashes him into the canvas. It's really, really clever work constantly staying over the top of his opponents, constantly bearing down on them, and making everything so exhausting. And on the other side, of course, Thad Jean is a very dangerous and dynamic striker. But if he's going to land those strikes, he's going to have to build frames on the inside to create space for himself. Now, we've seen him do this so well before. He's got great footwork, and we know he's got power. He hurts his opponent there with the right hook. But look at this frame he builds right on the inside here to keep space. Keeps his hips away. So as his opponent starts to move forward, this frame maintains the space for the uppercut, which finishes the fight. From the other angle, there you can see the frame. This is the uppercut hand, comes straight through the center, knocks his opponent out cold. And in the next fight, you're going to see the same against Omar. He's going to just whiff him with the uppercut here and knock him off balance. But then he's going to come crashing forward, and watch this march forward. It's really, really nice how he walks his opponent down, right hook to knock him down, sprawls away, creates a frame on the shoulder as well, and then drives him back, forces him to the canvas with a barrage of punches. A real finishing instinct from Thad Jean. On one side, you've got the undefeated prospect. On the other side, you've got the decorated champion. This is going to be an incredible fight, guys.
How good was that? Do you want to do the work? I don't think so. Time to saddle up to the PFL Roundtable, the best minds in the business. Randy, we're going to start with you because tonight is going to be so much more pressure than these guys have felt before. You've been in so many high-level championship fights. What are the fighters going to go through tonight?
Well, the nerves are going to kick in, and these guys have some experience. Obviously, Thad Jean's got 10 fights to his credit. A lot of these guys have a lot more. Jesus Pinedo, who's new to us in the PFL, coming out of the Challenger Series, but he's got almost 30 fights, so he's got some experience. You see a lot of first-timers get the shaky legs, man, those adrenaline dump, and that affects the way they perform. I don't think you're going to see any of that tonight at this championship level, but these guys have had to do those mental skills training, to deal with the mental stuff, dealing with that anxiety, dealing with that pressure. Let's be honest, there's got to be a little fear there, a little worry there. You're a sociopath of some sort, but use that fear as gas to motivate you to do those mental skills, be able to deal with that adversity, walk out here and do exactly what you trained to do.
No doubt about it. Dan, let me come back over to you. You just had an incredible breakdown from the guys that are in the finals tonight. So many different styles, though, which makes this so fascinating. How do you think that will impact our final fights tonight?
Well, look, I mean, they can go several different ways, right? We know Jesus Pinedo is an absolute tornado of strikes, but he's got to worry about the takedown defense. But if he's too focused on the takedown defense, he's going to forget the striking of Habalayev, and that's where he might get caught off guard. You know, you've got to keep constantly thinking about all these things. The same thing for Logan Storley. He's got to close distance, but he can't do it recklessly because we know Thad has got great counter punching. But of course, Thad needs to be calm and patient and understand that takedowns are going to come, and he's got to defend those first before he looks for his counter punching. I mean, really, it all comes down to decision making. My coach would say there are so many sliding door moments in these kind of fights where you zig when you should have zagged and the belt gets out of your hands. Everything in front of these guys tonight is about good decision making. The work is done. It's all about making the right moves at the right time to better the person in front of them. And that really is the tough challenge under this kind of pressure.
Yeah, guys, and we would be remiss if we didn't take a moment and go back just a couple of weeks. Sean, you have been a world traveler, and you had the honor of calling the fight of the year down in Cape Town, South Africa. A last-second, literally finished upset by Castelo Van Steenis. Take me through what that entire situation and moment was like for you.
Well, first of all, Cape Town, one of my favorite places on earth. The crowd was incredible. The fighters all did a great job down there, and that main event fight. Look, Johnny Eblen is one of the best fighters in the world in any weight class. And Castelo Van Steenis, he was talking all week long about, hey, I'm not like the other guys that he's beat. You're going to have to kill me to get me out of there. And I know that becomes cliche, but he endured so much adversity here. He found himself on his back several times in this fight. He found himself in a couple of losing striking exchanges. He never gave up on himself. He never gave up the belief that he was going to get this thing done. And by the way, he didn't pay any attention to what might have been happening on the scorecards. I talked to him after the fight and said, hey, you know, it was a really close fight. Did you think you could ride out that round? He said, absolutely not. He got into that position, got on to Johnny's back with 10 seconds left, and he squeezed it out. Credit to Eblen because he didn't tap, he just went out. That was 7 seconds left after 5 hard-fought rounds. Castelo Van Steenis really staking his claim as one of the best middleweights in the world with a massive upset. I still have chills I mean, watching that again, I said on the broadcast, guys, I said, man, he's got on Johnny Eblen's back, but you're not going to be able to choke out Johnny Eblen with 30 seconds left or whatever. And then he did.
Well, it was one of the great calls. It's on your resume, and nobody can take that away from him. If you guys want to watch the replay of that fight, of course, download the new PFL app, and you can watch that entire fight. Now let's take a look at the prelim card. It's all about, there is to download the app Store, Google Play, all kinds of great content on there. Now, speaking of the prelims tonight, it's going to be about a lot of young fighters wanting to make a name for themselves and perhaps be participating next year. One of those fighters is standing by right now with our Kennedy Smith. Kennedy.
Thanks, Coach. Nathan, last time we saw you, it was back in April in the first round of this World Tournament. What have you been doing over the last couple of months regrouping?
To be honest, not too much different than I've normally done, you know, just keep my head down. To be honest, I'm coming out the back of 2 losses, so you really find out about yourself when you're faced with adversity like that. But, you know, I've kept my mindset where it needs to be. I just focused on the task at hand, and all that matters is that I get the win tonight, you know what I mean? So I've been putting in the work, making sure I'm in the best shape physically, mentally, and skillfully to do that. So that's what I feel now. I feel like I'm in the best shape mentally, physically, and skillfully.
Opponent Fred Duproux, what do you see as his biggest strength going into this?
His biggest strength, I think, is he likes to come out, start strong, and his game plan's pretty simple. He looks to back lads up against the fence, get the trips, and wrap up the guillotine. So I'm expecting that, and yeah, I'm just going to meet him head on and hit him with some powerful shots, make him hesitate, and I think he'll be shooting from a distance, and then I'll read everything, and you know, if it does go to the fence and he puts me where he wants to be, I'm well drilled in them areas. Done a lot of guillotine and darce defense based off what he does. So, yeah, I'm well prepared for what he's got, you know.
All right, good luck tonight, Nathan. Coach.
Kennedy, thank you very much. One more look at the main card tonight, 9 Eastern on ESPN. A lot of people have their eyes on Jordan Newman. He'll be in the first fight right out of the blocks after the Savannah Bananas. Now, we had cameras with Thad Jean all week. All access. He even likes the Rainforest Cafe. Who would have known? I guess he is a little bit younger than the rest of us, but he is all over the place as far as his energy. Now, who will be talking about on the post-fight show as victors, as the PFL World Tournament champions? Me and the entire crew on the PFL MMA YouTube page and also on ESPN+. Oh, look who's getting ready. Ian Parker, who says he's not good at something? Are you kidding me right now? Right before the show? Oh, there has been so many great fights over the years in combat sports. Boxing and now MMA. The nerves are going to start. The prelims are getting ready to start. It all comes down to tonight. Who will perform the absolute very best when the lights come up? It is time for PFL World Tournament Finals Night number 1. Let's go.
In your rise to the top, every choice matters. Your energy, it needs to keep up. Introducing Valor Energy, nitrogen infused for a remarkably smooth flavor. Designed to optimize your performance. Zero jitters, zero crash. Just pure focus and natural energy to fuel your day. Enhanced flavor, elevated focus, superior energy.
Thad Jean is a silverback, and you never know where he's gonna finish.
Silverback pounds it out with hammer fist.
This is the entertainment business, and I'm having a fun time out there entertaining y'all.
Thad Jean finishes with an uppercut. Ha! Just nasty ground and pound.
See someone getting knocked out or TKO. That's what people want to see.
I don't think this fight is gonna be easy for Mavlid or for Pinedo. I was watching Pinedo fights, and I think he's such a good fighter. For me, like for coach, and for Mavlid, like a fighter, he's gonna be a very difficult opponent. Honestly, I want Mavlid to stay on game plan, try to finish him on the ground. Because on stand-up, my honest opinion is gonna be 50-50. But I'm sure Mavlidin can handle it.
Let's legendary, this is legacy.
The PFL brings you the biggest fights with the biggest stars. And now, the official PFL app is here. Stream live fights from all of PFL's international leagues.
Oh my goodness!
Plus, fighter access and news from around the world of PFL.
First round
The
finish!
PFL app, available now on your mobile device. Everything PFL in the palm of your hand.
Legacy.
The PFL World Tournament in 2025.